Hi, Jules. It's Maureen, and I have to say Billy is here in spirit because when you watch this shooting tune-up, you're going to see what Billy's been on you about. So look at the right. There's your two-handed throw. I'm not sure if you're totally aware you're doing it. We sort of think you are, but you're young, and it's quite common to have this issue where you want to use both hands. So there you are. Watch your two-handed throw. Okay? Now you're using both hands and you're twisting. So what we're going to do is break this down into steps. Okay? The number one thing is you have to think in terms of loading your rocket, like getting everything ready for liftoff before you launch, because if you don't, the launch isn't going to go so well. Okay? So there's the two-handed throw. We're going to fix that right away. Now let's go over here because you'll be able to see the wobbly load. So here's your load. You want to catch it more even. You see how you're staggered already? And then what you do is you twist to kind of make up for that, and then you push. Now what I like about the shot though is you really are trying to get the ball up, but your head's moving, your elbow's kicking out, and you don't jump far too forward, and that's a really good sign of good body control. Okay? So right there, I want to just recommend that if you can even out your feet so that it looks more cleanly like this, okay, and like this, right? Sit in that chair so that both legs are hidden behind that bottom green line. You're going to get a better result, and you're going to feel more in control of the shot. So I'm going to clear that. And the second thing we want to look for is that body control, which you nail, okay? So sit back in that chair, but even out your feet. So let's watch shot number 2. A little wobbly with the rebound. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay, see, this is the potential of your shot. And this is why I think Billy gets frustrated, because you got a good seat, girl. I mean, that looks pretty good. You always want to be a touch like this. So you want to be a little bit like that with your upper body, maybe your head forward at the end of the line a little bit. But the seat looks good. I think what's frustrating is you're at the age now where you can shoot with two separate hands, and you're just being a little stubborn. I think that's fair. Okay, so on the right, this is the problem. You have a good frame. Your elbow is beautiful. I mean, your elbow is pretty good. I want to get more of a lollipop, so I'm going to draw a lollipop for you. Okay, so let's look at... I can't find the ball. Well, the lollipop would be if you could get your hand like that. See how your hand's a little bit not under the ball? You sort of want it more like that. You can't get it perfect, but that's what you strive for. And then what'll happen is if you get that lollipop where the ball is the top of the lollipop, your guide hand does a good job of staying in position. I think you're really trying, and at the end it does that flick, and then your head moves with your wild guide hand. I think if you teach that guide hand to be still and let go, right, and you get that lollipop going, your head is moving, okay, and you don't want to do that. So let's simplify what you're going to do. So write this down, write it on your hand, write it on your phone. Number one is get back in the seat more, okay, with your head forward and butt out, and even up. So that's what your top should look like. So no staggering your stance, because then that leads to the pushing. So I'd like the bottom of your body to look like this, and then you're going to snap that all in one line. Okay, so number one is get in the seat and even out your stance. From there, build the lollipop. Okay, so the lollipop, we're going to do a box right here. Okay, so that's too much covering your face. What you want to do is build the box like here. So start it here when you catch it, and then you're going to raise that box up so that the ball is going to set here and split your face in half, and then we're going to put the ball, which is your arm, on this. It's a lollipop. It's got a square top. Now what you want is your head not to move. See how your head's out of that box? So you want to build your lollipop and stabilize your head. And then the last piece, so think in terms of build my seat, create my lollipop, and then the last thing is control that guide hand. So I would get it less involved and try to get it looking more like this at the end, and which you have, but your palm is facing the camera person. When you want it to face the side wall, it's flicking. So you're at a point where you can make this big change and you can make the correction. I have girls your size who can make the correction. Range is tough, but you want to mechanically get this right so that in 3 months we can build something else. In 6 months you can step 2 feet out. And 2 years from now you feel really good about having one jump shot, because right now with all this movement and changing and stress and trying to get the ball in, you're getting away from one jump shot because you're trying to do 12 different ones. So by giving you these three tips, again, create that nice firm seat that's even, build your lollipop, and fix your guide hand at the end of your shot. So you didn't even correct it here. Those three things will put you in a spot to then improve, and then we can build more in the next few months. Okay? See you at the gym.